Hi, welcome to Cocoon to Bloom. I'm Abby.
I'm Kylie. We are on a journey of discovering our divine power to actively create the life of our dreams. And today we're talking about, drumroll, how to show love for yourself in honor of Valentine's Day and the
Love
lovey
month.
month of February.
I love February. And you said something when we were texting about it. You said, be the love you want to receive. And I love that. Like, that is exactly what we're trying to talk about today.
I honestly think that has been such a big thing for me personally as I've grown through different chapters and phases of my life, is trying to show up in the ways that I wish that I could receive love from someone else. And honestly, it's kind of like been a very fundamental thing for my happiness and my exploration within myself, is showing up in the ways that I have always craved or needed from an outside source, and just being that for me to begin with. And I love that we're talking about this today, because everything that I talk about on the podcast is something that either I've learned, something that I've worked through, or something that I'm still actively trying to incorporate in my life. And right now, what we're talking about is something that is honestly a really big thing that I'm working on, especially this week. So I'm excited to chat with you about it and see what comes up for us both.
Same. This is also something that is very near to me right now, and has been for a while. And it is such a game changer. I mean, obviously, I'm just like you. I'm still learning about it. I'm not perfect. I don't execute this perfectly, but I really, even just thinking about it and being self-aware about being the love that we want to receive, it is such a game changer, and I truly believe it will change your life.
Oh, it will. And it does. And the second that you start showing up in the ways that you want anybody to show up for you, it just it's empowering. And it gives me this drive to continue on building a relationship with myself. Like the momentum of it just keeps on coming.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the first things, and we have touched on this before, but one of the first things that you can do for yourself to show yourself love is be consistent and keep the promises you make to yourself. Rest when you're tired, eat when you're hungry. Just kind of the basics. I feel like just start small. It would just be show yourself love by doing what makes you feel good and sticking to your habits
and staying true to your word. I love that you brought that up, because oftentimes I'll say to myself, I'm going to do this, or I want to do this, and I want to do this. And when I neglect to follow through with the things that I say I'm going to do, it kind of knocks down my self-trust a little bit. And I think that trusting myself is a part of loving myself, and showing up with the things that I say I'm going to do, following through, and actually putting into play the things that I say I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because it's so easy to say, you can say anything, but to actually do it is a whole nother thing. And if you keep continuing to say you're going to do something and then not do it, your words will start to mean nothing.
Yeah.
But
well, and I wrote down, trim your to-do list into bite-sized pieces, because for me, let's say that I have a bunch of, let's say I have 5 things that I want to do today, and I know they're all going to require some sort of energy given into that. If I sit there at the beginning of my day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so overwhelmed because I have all of these things that I want to get done. And oftentimes when I'm overwhelmed, I neglect all of them altogether, instead of just taking it one step at a time, choosing one thing to start with. And if you start with one thing, let's say you do the smallest thing on that list to show up for you, it's going to help build that momentum. And even if you don't accomplish everything on your list, you've made progress. Progress is not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be able to instantly change everything about your routine and just go 0 to 100. Sometimes it's just about that 1% difference. And so breaking things down into smaller steps or more achievable tasks rather than a whole list of things that are going to overwhelm you, because for me that happens. So break it up and start small, and let the momentum build as you go through it, rather than overthinking everything all at once.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because when you are so overwhelmed, you kind of, at least for me, when I'm so overwhelmed, I will just do nothing, because I'm I don't even know where to start. So
I do that.
I love that you said that. And I think it's also really important to give yourself grace throughout all of this and speak kindly to yourself. I cannot stress that enough. because your brain doesn't know the difference between you hating on yourself or like reading a hate comment online. It actually doesn't know. It doesn't know that it's you. And you do not want to be a threat to yourself. The way you speak to yourself matters so much. And it's not just like, oh, I'm ugly or I'm stupid, things like that. It's also your tone, how you speak internally. It actually matters a lot more than you think.
Oh, it plays such a big part into my day. I wrote down redirect shameful thoughts because I carry a lot of shame for things that have. First, I just want to say shame is an outsider's voice that we carry inside with us, and we use it to attack from the inside out. And I think that's ultimately why we are our own worst enemy, because we carry that voice of shame, and whether you're aware of it or not, sometimes that inner voice could be like knocking you down or saying like, oh well, why did you do this, like questioning yourself in a judgmental manner. And I actually had therapy this morning, and this was something that I talked to my therapist about, and being able to redirect the shameful thoughts into acceptance. And you can be honest with yourself, like if it's not something, if it's like a yucky feeling or maybe something that you're trying to avoid, you can be honest and say like, yeah, this doesn't feel good, and I don't really want to be feeling this way. But don't beat yourself up for it, because everything that's coming up to the surface is there for a reason ultimately. And if you can dive underneath the surface and get to the reason why it's there, and give yourself some positive form of redirectional thoughts, that is such a huge beneficial factor that plays into feeling love for myself. That the wording of that came out a little crazy, but
no, I really like that. And I feel like it's a lot of times hard to redirect, and it takes practice, because sometimes it won't even cross my mind to like redirect my perspective, or because when I'm in a bad mood or I'm stressed out, like it kind of takes, I don't want to say a lot to get me out of it, but it's hard. It takes practice. I can't just instantly switch it. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, no, dude, I'm still practicing it. I mean, like the things that I'm talking to you about, and I have been working towards for a couple of years in my journal, out loud with you. Like, it's definitely something that you have to practice. And so also be gentle with yourself through that, because it does take time and it does take patience.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I wrote down, and we have also talked about this before, but I feel like it goes so much with this episode, is romanticizing the little things, because that will just create more love. You will be happier. And something that I like to do when I want to show love to myself, or, you know, feel like the main character, I will make a playlist that goes with like one subplot of my life. It doesn't have to be everything, just like one little thing going on in my life. And it's so fun. It makes me feel like I'm literally the main character in a movie. Another thing I like to do is Pinterest boards. I love making Pinterest boards, and even just like going on Pinterest and looking at like aesthetics and stuff that aligns with me, it gets my creative sparks like flowing, and it gives me ideas of like fun little things I can do. I don't know, just romanticizing the little things makes life so much more fun. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, girl, I know what you mean. The little things are honestly the best. Like when you can find beauty in the smallest little things, that's what carries the momentum through your day. Like if I start my morning and I roll out of bed late, I could be so hard on myself. Like, girl, you slept in. You're waking up at 1 p.m. Yeah, I'm a night owl, so I be waking up late sometimes. And it starts like this inner spiral, which could continue throughout my day. But I'll go make myself a cup of coffee, and I'll sit there and be like, this is the most delicious cup of coffee. It feels like a warm hug from the inside out, and noticing the small little beauties of just my simple cup of coffee, and then getting to take my dogs out to go to the bathroom and feeling the sunlight touch my skin, and just really taking a moment to find the gratitude for the thing that is in front of you, whether that's yourself or a friend or a cup of coffee or a Pinterest board or literally whatever it is.
Yeah. And it's important to slow down and enjoy those little moments, because if you don't, you're just constantly going to be in a rush. And if you feel like you don't have any small things to be grateful for, you can create them. Maybe you go buy yourself a coffee, or you take yourself thrifting, or you plan a solo date. I think solo dates, which actually you're the one who like, I feel like she's ahead of the trend, because they're kind of like a trend now. She was doing solo dates before they were trendy. I just want to say.
I love a solo date. Like if I want something and I have the means to go do it, you best believe I'm gonna go give it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks ago, I took myself ice skating just because I wanted to go ice skating, and it turned out to be the most fun date that I've had in the longest time. I found flow state. I put in my headphones. I was exploring with different moves that I've never done, and just like simply taking myself out felt so loving for me. Like that just made my whole entire weekend.
I love that. Yeah, you're the one who like kind of inspired me to do them, and I need to do them more, but you can even do like cheap solo dates or like at home, like create a blanket for and buy snacks or make yourself a cake and watch a movie. Like it can be literally anything.
Anything that, yeah, literally just say I'm taking myself on a date, and anything that you decide to do could work. And if you were to go out somewhere in public, I will say that initially, first time going on solo dates, it can feel intimidating. It can feel cringy. It could feel embarrassing. Like you show up. My first solo date ever, I took myself out to dinner at Waffle House or Waffle Love. Waffle Love. And I remember sitting there feeling so awkward because I was sitting in a restaurant-y place, eating by myself. And if you just like let yourself feel the embarrassment of that and push through the discomfort of being alone, you get used to it, and it ends up being such a beautiful thing. Like now I love it. I never even like question, oh my gosh, I look like I'm alone here. Yeah, I'm gonna show up alone, but like it might be embarrassing or uncomfortable at first, and just know that that's okay.
And I think it starts to become like addicting. Like I love spending time with myself, and not only is it important to learn how to be alone, but you get to know yourself too throughout all of this. You get to know, what do I like? What do I not like? What makes me uncomfortable? It's just like little things like that. And you're also like finding yourself throughout this whole process. But yeah, spending time with yourself, I cannot stress enough how like beautiful it really is, because you are your own best friend. The only person who's going to be there for you no matter what, like literally, is yourself.
Well, and through everything. Like nobody knows you the way that you can. Nobody has walked in your shoes. Nobody has seen the perspectives of life that you see. And like there are so many people on this planet, and we are all living with a complete unique perspective and outlook on life. And like get to know yourself and be honest. Like be brutally honest with what comes up, how you feel, what your mind's been like weighing heavy on, and accept the parts of you that you may push away or avoid or shy away from letting other people see. The honesty and acceptance that you show yourself will build some level of love that may not have existed, and it doesn't have to come from somebody else. Like for me, being brutally honest about my shadows, about my desires, about what's important, about what I value, about what I believe, and really accepting that within myself has helped me not care as much about how other people are going to see it, because I've taken the time to really get down to accepting it for what it is and being honest about it rather than like hiding away from it even within myself.
Yeah. And it's so important to stay true to your emotions and let yourself feel those things as they come up. And again, no one's perfect, but it's so, we have talked about this before, but loving your shadow self and loving those dark parts of you is what changes everything, because you can't only love the beautiful parts of you, which I want to say every single part of you is beautiful, because it makes you exactly who you are, and you are deserving and you are worthy of love right now, not after you do this, not after you accomplish something. Right now, you are worthy of so much love.
Oh, absolutely. Everything that you are, everything that you have overcome, everything about you is beautiful. And if you take the time to really see that perspective within yourself, you'll be able to see it everywhere you go. I used to be the kind of person that hated people, I hated life, I hated everything. I was just a miserable girl. And the biggest switching point for that was tuning within me, and learning how to love your shadows takes it takes honesty and it takes acceptance. And it honestly took time before I could love my shadows. I had to look at them and I had to like feel the disgust from them, but also see the beauty in why that version of me even exists. And when you can see the beauty in the darkness, when you can see the beauty in all of the shittiest things about you or about life, it will transmute into everything. And now I can look at everything with the lens of, I can have love for this because there is beautiful things about it, even when it feels icky, even when it feels really hard or dark. Like there still can be beauty that exists within it if that's the thing that you choose to see. It's all about perspective, and I think that goes even within ourselves.
I think in a way you can do this, because for me, or at least in the past, I've been like, I don't even know what I like about myself. I don't feel that way anymore. But something that you can do is write yourself a love letter. And I'm going to do that to myself for Valentine's Day. I'm going to open it on Valentine's Day, because there is so much. And once you start writing, you will start to realize the things that you do love about yourself, and write down the things that you don't as well. But like you said, you know, the things that you don't like about yourself, they also kind of serve a purpose. But write a love letter to yourself and remind yourself just how beautiful and how amazing you are, because you deserve it.
Okay, I love that you brought up the love letter. I've been single for Valentine's Day. This is my 4th year in a row. And last year I wrote a love letter to myself, and I read it. I literally teared up. Like, I know I'm the one that wrote it, but as I'm reading this on my Valentine's Day gift, I literally started tearing up, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is me, and this girl loves me, and this girl sees all of these little things about me. And like, being able to read that letter that I wrote myself meant so much. I have that letter folded up and like pinned up, well, not pinned up, but like leaning up against a little crystal tree that I have. It's been my decoration for the whole last year, because that letter just meant so much to me. And so I'm so happy that you're doing that. And honestly, I think
I didn't know that you did that. That's so cool.
Yeah, and it literally, it made me feel so loved. I felt amazing just like hearing the loving things that I had to say about myself. Oh girl, I'm so happy that you're doing that.
That's
and honestly,
beautiful.
Yeah, take her
Thank
advice. Everybody, it's Valentine's Day, and just because you might not be booed up, or maybe you are booed up, doesn't mean that you don't deserve a letter from yourself too. Like, oh, I love that.
Yeah. And love is all around too. It doesn't have to be about platonic love. And I have said this even when I'm in a relationship. Valentine's Day, I love it. Not because of like being in a relationship or romantic love, but love is everywhere. Like, I love you. I have so much love for her, for my family, for my friends, for life. It's just about love. It's not technically about your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever.
And like, yeah, we can celebrate love every day, but like, it's Valentine's Day. It's the day of love. So love everything. Love the things that you hate. Love yourself.
Yes.
I do want to say another thing for me that is a way of showing up to love myself is showing up in the physical, whether that's feeding myself, like food is fuel, or going to the gym, or dancing. Like, movement is medicine. Taking care of your physical actually helps your mental way more than you might think. And if you know, you know. And sometimes it's really hard to like get up and do stuff. Like, when I'm down bad, I really just want to rot in bed or rot on my couch and not do anything all day. But even going for a walk and getting the momentum of movement flowing helps it become easier for me to maybe go to the gym, or for me to dance around my apartment, maybe put in my headphones, blast a song that I love, and just dance it out. Like, moving your body and making sure that you are getting the fuel that it needs, and also rest. Like, I think that there's a lot of things that we can do internally to help show up for ourselves and build that love connection within, but also showing up for yourself in the physical and taking care of your body. It really does just like prove to yourself, okay, look, I'm taking care of me. This is an act of love. Even if it's just making breakfast, or going for a walk, or taking a shower, or brushing your teeth, like the small little things to take care of your physical go so far in the overall well-being of loving you.
That's so true, because health is wealth. Like, if you don't feel good, if you feel like crap, like, you're not gonna have energy to go, do all these things. You're not gonna have energy. You have to make sure that you are taking care of your body, like, first and foremost. And it really does affect your mental health way more than you think. Like, for me, it's drastic. Like,
that was such a big difference.
Yeah.
I have a little example. I was actually sending her videos the other day. This was like a week ago. And I'm like, dude, I gotta go to work, and I just feel dead. I feel sad. I don't have any motivation to do anything. Like, I am not feeling good today at all. And she goes, have you eaten? And I was like, well, no. As soon as I ate, as soon as I put food into my body, woo, the life came back. The life came back to me. And I was like, oh, all I needed was to eat.
That was so cute. I remember that. And literally after she was like, hey, I feel better. I ate and I didn't even have coffee and I have energy. And I was like, yeah, because you needed to eat.
Yeah. Feel your body, whether that is movement or eating, something, water, sleep.
Yeah, you know. I also wanted to talk about something. This is kind of like off track of what we were talking about, but sometimes I think that we can let past hurt or past trauma make us close our hearts and maybe, you know, not choose to see love everywhere and to be kind of like hardened towards it. And I just want to say, and I have been there where I've been like, I'm done, like fuck everything. But you know what I mean?
Girl, this is our podcast. You can say whatever
True.
the fuck you want.
But I wanted to say that don't stop giving out love to the world because you have been shut down before. Because, and just talking about relationship for a second, if you have been hurt before, you will find your person. Or like with friendships, if you have had bad friends, you will find good friends. And don't stop being the loving, beautiful person that you are just because you've been hurt. Because we have to experience hurt to also experience the good, you know?
Oh, yeah. I think they coexist. And sometimes the biggest heartbreaks, I mean, it feels like it rips me to shreds from the inside out. And also, I know that I opened up my heart and I loved at such a deep level. And I am so grateful that I get to experience living life in such a deep, loving, and passionate way. Like, if it was all surface level, life would be so boring. It really would be so boring. And my therapist and I have talked about this a few times, where if I feel like my heart is closing off based on my reaction to somebody, I mean, depending on what's going on, if it's to protect myself and I really can't be associating with that person, maybe it is best for me to close my heart and to walk away. But for the most part, if I feel like my heart is closing, I really do get curious on why I feel the pullback, why I'm trying to put up these walls. And if it's because of I'm afraid to get hurt, maybe I should take a step into that and lean into still being open with it, but cautiously, so that I don't put myself in a situation that could be detrimental to my health or to my well-being.
Yeah.
Like, use your discernment with it. But I do like to ask myself the question, is this opening or closing my heart? And normally I'll lean into the one that feels like my heart is opening and expanding, because I value loving so much. Like, loving is one of the top values that I have wrote down for myself. And so it really is like, ask yourself, is this me opening or closing my heart? And if you want to close your heart and that's like what you're trying to do, then by all means go ahead. But if your goal is to love and be loving, whether that's to you and the people around you, pay attention to that.
Yeah, and I also wanted to add to that. I saw on, I think, TikTok or Pinterest, or it's like going around, but it's this quote that's like, maybe you don't need to heal more, maybe you just need more new experiences to show yourself that it's safe and you're okay. And I resonate with that a lot, because I went through a really hard time and I thought, oh, I guess I'm just not healed yet. But then I was like, okay, I needed to like go start living my life. And so I started doing new things, meeting new people, and it really did. I was like, oh, I think I'm okay. I just was stuck in a past life and it was time for me to move on. And it like really changed everything for me once I started like actually trying to do new things.
Yeah, getting into new experiences. There's a difference between knowledge and knowledge. Like, I might have the knowledge of and the thoughts that will lead me into the way of feeling more love, but my body and me experiencing through life, I haven't had enough experiences for me to fully know. Does that make sense? I don't know how to like explain this in a way.
No,
There's a difference between your knowledge of like what you know could help, and also what you have shown yourself through experiences, or what you have been taught throughout your encounters of life. You have to just let yourself experience more of the greatness. And honestly, sometimes that involves risk. Sometimes that involves getting out of your comfort zone, or it involves feeling the fear or feeling the discomfort or the embarrassment or whatever. But I love that you brought up new experiences, because the more that you can practice and allow the loving greatness to exist within you, the more it'll become like part of your foundation and who you are and how you just naturally navigate through life.
And sometimes it might suck. You might hate the new experience, but then you just grow from it and you realize what you like and what you don't like. And I did write something down, and like just going along with what we were talking about, and it says, you don't become the love you want by hardening yourself. You become it by staying soft, even after life gives you reasons not to. And yeah, I don't know, I really like that, and I try my best to always stay kind and stay soft, because I've been through a lot, and we've all been through so much. But at the end of the day, I think it says a lot about your character is how you choose to move on after things happen to you and how you move forward through it.
Ultimately, we are not responsible for the things that have happened to us. You may have been put through hell. You may have been in toxic relationships, family, romantic, friendships, and that could have all played a part into who you are today. And while it might not be your fault, it is your responsibility on deciding how you're going to move from that. How are you going to learn and grow despite the negative encounters that you've had in your life? Like, we are the ultimate power when it comes to what lifestyle we are living. And if you want to live more in a loving and abundant space, you really have to take the time to achieve that, whether that's getting to know yourself better or holding space for your shadow self, or like there's a bunch of little things that tie into it, but you are the deciding factor on how your life is going to play out. And I'm not saying that you can control everybody else around you, but we control our own actions, and we can kind of control our thoughts and what we choose to do with them.
Yeah. And sometimes that sucks to hear, to be like, oh, I have to, even though other people or I have been hurt by the world, I have to still get up and try and not fix it, but learn how to heal from this and move on by myself. And that kind of sucks sometimes, but that's unfortunately just how it is.
And I think for me, a big part has been the relationship that I do have with myself. But I also want to say that surrounding yourself with people who genuinely love you, like this girl, I have no shame. No shame. I don't question myself. I don't doubt me. This girl has been so loving and accepting, and honestly such a big part into the journey within myself. I think sometimes making sure that the people around you really do love who you are. You don't have to play small around them. You don't have to second guess yourself. You don't have to pretend to be somebody that you're not. Like, just be you, and choose people to be around you who love and accept you for you.
That is so important, because if you're around people who make you feel insecure, it's going to be hard to love yourself, because all of these people are affecting how you feel. You deserve the best people. And if that means that you have to be alone before you find your people, it's worth it. Do not surround yourself with people who make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, because you deserve to be seen for all of the beauty that you are. Yeah. And there is beauty deep down into the darkest parts of you, deep down into the things that you look at and cringe about. They're beautiful.
Think about it. I saw this thing. I was like, think about, like your insecurities. Think about how like your crush has insecurities, but you don't see them. Like, they're things that you like. And I'm like, oh, I always think that about my crushes or people who I really like. I'm like, they're perfect to me. That's how you should see yourself, because your insecurities to somebody else are a really beautiful thing about you. And I fully believe that.
I do too. And also, sometimes I'll have to like get into a different mode. Let's say that my self-talk is getting really bad, pretty judgmental, a little hateful. I am going to say how I feel, and then I'm also going to respond as if I am responding to my best friend, not me. I'm responding to my feelings as if I were to respond to my best friend. And typically you're going to respond to your best friend in a lot more accepting and loving manner than you would yourself. So rewire the way that you talk to you, even if you have to like take a look at yourself, like, okay, if this was my bestie, how would I respond to her? How would I show up for her and comfort her with everything that she's feeling? You're not going to sit there and be like, well, yeah, you're dumb. Like that. I mean, if you are, you're probably not a great friend. But like, not to hate. But no, like, talk to yourself in the way that you would talk to your best friend, and let yourself feel the love of that.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, you are your own best friend. So,
and if you're not, you can be.
Mm-hmm.
You can be. It's not impossible. I speak about how to show love to yourself, and I hope I don't come across as like, I am the most self-loving person on the planet and you should love yourself too, because all of this, I have really worked to make such a big thing for me in my life, because I come from a very sad, dark, hateful place in my past, and learning how to show up for me, learning how to love my shadows, learning how to love me has helped me love everything about life 10,000 times more. And the more that you can bring that within yourself and show up for you the way that you want other people to show up for you, the easier it's going to be to attract more love and more positivity in your life, because it starts within you. You are that source originally, and it's just going to attract even more of it throughout your life, and it's just going to like expand, and you're gonna pour over into loving more things than just you.
Yes, I love that you said you are the source. And something I wrote down was, don't chase love, be it. Because you can spend your whole life trying to find, oh, once I find my person, I'll be happy. Once I find my people. But it's in you. It's within you the entire time. You are the love. You can be the love that you so badly want to receive. And I'm saying that to myself too, because sometimes I just need a reminder. I don't need to chase. I don't need to beg people to love me. I already love myself, and I don't need anyone else to do it for me.
And if you have to beg someone to love you, they're not your person.
Yeah, bye.
Let them go. Let them go. I love that you brought that up. I'm actually going to tell you what I'm doing this weekend for Valentine's Day. I'm making a list of all of the qualities and attributes that I would like in my dream partner. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to step into that. I'm going to be that for myself. Maybe I want somebody who's pretty clean. Maybe I don't want somebody who's a mess in the house. And I'm not going to hate, because I'm a messy person. I'm going to be so real. I'm a messy person. But if that's something that I want in a partner, okay, well then maybe let me be that for myself and feel the love of getting up to do my dishes after 5 days of letting them pile up. Like, it could be like some of the dumbest things. Or maybe I want somebody who's loyal. And so I'm going to be loyal to myself. I'm not going to hit up some toxic man because I'm feeling lonely. I'm going to do something that I can to show up for me and be loyal to me. And maybe I want to take a bath. Maybe I want the comfort, the warmth of something on my skin. Instead of going to some toxic man who could give it to me for whatever, I could take a warm bath and soak in that and be loyal to myself that way. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense.
No, it makes sense.
But I'm going to write a list of things that I want in my dream partner. And I'm just going to practice showing up for myself in that way. And I think that like we will attract where we're at. And so if I'm vibing at an energy of sufficiency within myself, I'm going to attract somebody who can match that or surpass that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
333 in the clock, as you said that. And I love that. I'm going to do the same thing, because also once you have it within yourself, and once you love yourself and you do all the things that you want in a partner, you're not even going to be looking, because you already have it. But people will see your authenticity and how magnetic you are and how much you love yourself, and they will be fighting to be in your life. So you should only accept people who can, tick off your boxes, because that's what you deserve. Don't settle.
And the beautiful thing is about it, the more that you can show up for yourself in a loving way, the higher your standards get and the less that you will ever let yourself settle, because you are already fueling yourself in the ways that some other people cannot. And so if they can't even match what you're already bringing to the table for you, there's not even a question.
Yeah.
Like, No.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever settle, not even within yourself.
Know your worth and don't forget it.
And know you're worth it. You're worth your own energy. You're worth your own time. You're worth your own love. And man, is it beautiful. Life is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really hope that you take into account what we say. This episode is something, I mean, all episodes are so special, but this one, I really hope you guys took something from it because, like I said, you are so worthy. You are deserving of love right now, not later, right now.
And the journey is hard, but honestly, I've come to see that life may not ever get easier. We just get stronger and we just handle things better.
Mm-hmm.
And you deserve the love that you want. And so really practicing being that for yourself will feel so fulfilling, and it'll carry this light in you. You'll have this light in you from that it just explodes from the inside out. People will see it, you'll feel it, and life will just feel different.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, you're the source. But we love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Please follow us and rate us and leave a comment. Also, if you have an episode idea that you want to hear, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Love you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.